And we are back. And we just finished watching 2018's Upgrade, rated R, with a runtime of 1 hour and 40 minutes. This was written and directed by Leigh Whannell. And according to IMDb, set in the near future, technology controls nearly all aspects of life. But when the world of Gray, a self-labeled technophobe, is turned upside down, his only hope for revenge is an experimental computer chip implant. That's a pretty fair synopsis of the film. This stars Tom Hardy-Light, otherwise known as Logan Marshall-Green, as the aforementioned Gray. And he is a mechanic who is working on a car for...
He restores old cars. He's very much... You could see just by his chosen profession and the way he acts, he's not big on
technology.
All the technology and sci-fi going on in the world that he lives in.
Yes.
Self-driving cars and computers, houses that talk to you and things like that. Printing pizzas.
When she said that, I was like, wait a minute, what? So he is actually working on a car for tech genius billionaire Aaron Keane, played by Harrison Sloan Gilbertson, and he brings his wife, I guess, because he wants to show her this guy's house.
Yeah, he has like a crazy sci-fi house that's underground.
Yeah.
The only marker of the house is like two crisscrossing stones.
Yeah, sort of like Stonehenge, but then you go into like this...
Walk down a flight of stairs. And
how hideous.
Yeah, it looked clean, but it was very dark.
And it didn't feel like a house,
no.
Right? It just felt like open space. Like I didn't see a bed or kitchen.
And I think the place they performed the surgery on him was like basically a few feet from the entrance.
Right.
But given the nature of the owner, I could see a guy like that living there.
We'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. G, do you mind if I start with you?
Sure.
What did you think of the film?
I enjoyed it.
Well, what about the film did you like?
I don't know. It was a good film.
Yeah.
I was really excited that I'd gotten the twist, and then I didn't get the twist.
But you got some of it, but then there's like...
I did, but then I thought to myself, I hope that I'm right, and that this doesn't turn out to be like a double twist, and what,
Yeah, but that was the whole point, I think.
I was displeased, and it annoyed me a bit.
You didn't want to see this movie.
I also did not want to see this film,
No, but you seemed like you were enthusiastic afterwards. It was,
yeah.
It took you on quite a ride, right?
Yeah, it is a good film.
Yeah. What did you think of the idea of, I guess, enhanced human beings? Like you had the guys with like the guns inside of them, which was pretty bizarre.
If you lived in a world where you can get enhancements like that, would you get enhancements? Or would you be like
Probably not
Gray
a gun,
and
though,
be completely against it?
No, I'd probably get them.
A gun?
Yeah.
Really?
Safety.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
They could take, like, if I get, like, robbed or something, or someone tries to hurt me, I could just shoot them.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah.
Big shotgun in your arm?
Yeah. I would never use it for, like, nefarious purposes, because I don't really need to do all that. We just use it for self-defense.
Or safety. Okay, fair enough. What did you think of the idea of STEM?
I thought the concept was pretty cool.
Yeah, to get people that are paralyzed to walk again.
Yeah, that's like a noble cause. At least that's how it seems in the beginning.
Right.
Would you want a STEM?
No.
No, you wouldn't want a super intelligent AI in
voice
your head?
just talking in your brain all the time? No, I think that would drive me insane. I would jump out a window, I think, at some point.
Yeah. No, I would be too freaked out. I wouldn't want to be cut open and have anything like put in near my spine.
Yeah.
The whole surgery at the beginning of the film was kind of blah.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, well, they show them pulling apart the skin.
It was very well done though. Like I liked it. Didn't look like I don't know, fake or anything, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes when they show people getting cut open, it's clearly just like foam rubber they're pulling apart.
No, that was pretty good. It was sort of like yucky.
Yeah, the effects were good. Well. The effects were good in this movie.
Really good. You know what's so funny? You and I saw this in the theater, right? We had like a date night or something because this came out in 2018. Both the kids are around, so it must have been like Patricia was watching the kids or something.
No, I think the kids had like a sleepover, and that weekend we basically went and saw like a bunch of movies.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
For some reason, I forgot.
Honestly, I forgot what else we saw, but I remember watching
this one.
Yeah, because I'd never heard of it. I'd
Yeah.
never heard of it, and it was just like, oh, let's go see this. It looks interesting. And you took me there, and I was just like, wow, this is great.
Yeah,
this is so much fun.
Yeah. What did you think of the fight sequences, Jay?
Oh, I like the way those were done, or I like the way they looked.
What did you think of STEM enhanced Gray?
I thought that it was funny. I liked the way they portrayed him moving afterwards.
Same.
Like before he moves all smoothly like regular humans do. And after he gets the surgery, I remember you pointed out too that scene. He pours himself a drink and it's so like mechanical and jolty or whatever.
Yeah. Every move is like super meticulous, from pulling the stopper out and then putting it down and lifting it up, pouring.
Yeah. It's like his arms are following like a path.
This also brings up an interesting question about the ethics of artificial intelligence.
Possibly, like G said, the
original idea behind it.
The original premise, or the premise that we're presented with, is quite noble. There are people who are paralyzed, they're quadriplegic, they have ailments where they can't control their body, and
something like
that would help them. And science is trying to do stuff like that now. This sort of future that they present, it's entirely believable. From everything from drones flying overhead, surveilling everything, to self-driving cars, to implants that help people do things. These things exist now, obviously not to the degree that they exist in this movie. Mm-hmm. As far as like implanting an AI in somebody, I mean, you could probably be like, oh, they'll probably never allow that to happen. But honestly, it will.
Yeah, I feel like that's
it will
on the
happen.
horizon.
There are so many things that started out as, oh my God, that's so unethical, it'll never happen, to 5-10 years later, people are like, it's not really that bad, to 10 years after that, it's just the norm.
Right.
I mean, I remember when cell phones first came out, people were like, oh, that's so disgusting. I hear you walking down the street. I don't know if you're crazy or if you're on a cell phone. Now everybody's got their face buried in it. Nobody bats an eye. Sensibilities change. It's the same thing with, gene editing. They were like, oh, you're disturbing the course of nature. Now it's like, okay, well, we're making it so that sickle cell anemia is now a curable disease.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that without gene therapy. So it's sort of like, all right, so having an AI implanted in your head, that's just the way it's going to go. People are practically begging for it now.
Yeah.
So
there's that Family Guy episode where he has a stroke or something, and then they give him like STEM treatment, and he improves dramatically, and he's like, why aren't we doing more of this? You never saw that? I forgot what the episode was, but there's like a scene where that happens, and he's just like, why aren't we doing more of this?
Yeah, eventually everybody's, it's terrible. That fades away. I think it all depends on how quickly can we make money off this.
Olive, I want to talk to you about the women of Upgrade. What did you think of the wife, Asha?
Couldn't care less about her.
No?
She was not on the screen for that long.
All right, fair enough. Did you feel sorry for her, or?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I'm like,
victim of violent crime? Sure. What did you think of Detective Cortez?
Throughout the movie, she was more focused on busting his butt than busting the criminals that killed his wife.
I 100% agree with this.
Yeah, I think she lost focus of what she was supposed to be doing,
right.
And somehow it was just,
I want to catch this guy red-handed doing whatever he's doing, and it's like,
just stop.
Let the guy work.
Yeah.
He's doing your job for you.
Exactly, and he's getting awful people off the street, so I feel like that's a win-win. What did you think of Gray's mom, Pamela? Did you have any thoughts about her?
Couldn't care less about her. That woman could not keep her mouth shut. She had a gun pointed to her head.
Well, yeah, obviously.
What was she going to say? The cop saw her son hop in a car and drive away.
Like, literally but that was told in secrecy. Like, shut up, bro.
You know what? I kind of have to give it to Olive G here, because I, too, if my kids had told me something and a cop came busting in, I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, bro, take that to your grave.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she was just scared for Gray. Because
Fair.
at the same time, he told her, but he also wasn't telling her. She's like,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't have a choice. And she's like, yes, you do.
Right.
And he's like, I don't. And then he just left.
Right, but you would
So-
think that she would just be like, all right, you're my son and I'm going to protect you no matter what you're doing. And I think I have an
Maybe she
idea
thought that
of
telling
what you're
the
doing.
secret would protect him. She thought Cortez would be able to bring him back or something.
Possibly.
She was
possibly.
very scared and probably very sad.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Do you have any thoughts about Gray himself, Olive G?
I kind of felt bad for him because like everyone else knew like what the hell was going on. He didn't. Poor guy.
Well, he was definitely the victim in the
Yes,
entire
in
movie.
the
The
entire
victim of
film.
everybody.
Yeah, because
What did you just think about the movie in total?
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was okay. It was interesting.
Yeah, because
Was
it
it-
kind of included different elements. There's like a mystery. There's action.
As the most squeamish among us, did any of the
Fight scenes.
explicit kills get to you? Or
Probably the one with the knife to the mouth. Like,
Yeah, I think we all like gasped. I forgot about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are some gruesome kills in this.
Yes, this
in
is
movie.
rated R for a reason. This is
Yeah.
not for young children. Again, we don't have young children anymore. We have teenagers.
Yeah,
So,
but I know Olive. She's not big on the graphic violence.
yeah. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. What about you? This is your second time from start to finish, right? I mean, we've caught pieces of it on the TV,
Yeah,
but I think this is the first time we've seen it since the original time that we saw it in the theater.
yeah.
What'd you think? Still holds up, right?
Absolutely. This is
Such a good
this
film.
is such a good movie, so underrated. I mean, it
Yeah,
didn't
we don't
really make a
talk
lot of
about-
money.
yeah,
It
we
didn't
don't
really
talk
have a
about
lot
this
of advertising, but this is really freaking good. Well balanced. There's like small bits of humor in there.
Mm-hmm.
The action scenes are just crazy. I like the way they filmed it, where it's sort of like
It almost felt like a
I don't
video
know. I
game.
don't know what they did. No, I hate when films are filmed like video games.
Oh, do you?
Hate when it's just like, oh, you see like the guy pointing, like it's like you're playing Doom or something. I remember that Hardcore Henry movie, and it was just nauseating to watch.
I thought that's what bothered you, that it was just like the crazy cam.
The what?
The crazy cam of Hardcore Henry, because it's told in that first person.
Well, it's the first person, and I that just, it's nauseating to me. I can't stand it, and it just doesn't look good. If I was playing it, maybe that's one thing, but to watch that in a movie, it's just stupid. I can't stand it. But this, it was different. You're locked on Gray's character, and the way they filmed it, I don't know what the hell they did. They sort of like frame locked the camera on him, so that it was always like positioned a certain distance away from him as he's doing these things. So it kept that sort of artificial look to his movements, but he didn't look like some guy pretending to be, I am a robot. You know,
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. It was just, yeah, a machine is controlling me, but I am still flesh and blood, and I'm still moving in these ways. It just looked really good. And all of the fight scenes looked really good. And
Really
they
good.
had generally a good sort of like gruesome finish to them.
Yes.
And
Yes. STEM was not messing around.
no, STEM was not messing around. And STEM was, I loved the voice. I loved the way it spoke. I loved how it was just so matter of fact about everything. And it was like, it was polite.
Yes.
It was like,
Yes. When he told it to stop
will,
talking.
will you give me control? Okay, I'll give you control.
Yeah.
And then it's just, and
Yeah.
next thing you know,
He's just
somebody's head is
murdering.
being chopped off.
Yeah. He's just murdering people.
And then at the end, it's just crazy. And it's not graphic. The ending, the gruesome violence, we're past that now, and now we're more in the, oh my God, something really psychologically horrible
Yes.
is happening.
Yeah.
And it's just the film's tone and its genre just shifts
Changes
at the end.
very
At the
end, yeah.
very end, it's so
But it
well
works.
done,
Yeah,
and
it
works,
works
and
like
it's
gangbusters.
like and you're torn because it's sort of like Gray is happy, but is he really like? Why would you take that away from him?
I think at the end of the day, he would want to be where Asha is, right?
Yeah, and
Because he even says that earlier in the film. Like, I don't remember if it was the detective where he says, I'm not trying to live.
yeah,
He says
trying-
it to Aaron.
Aaron. Yes. He's
I
trying
don't
to
want a second chance. I want to find the off switch.
switch. That's it.
that's
Very good.
yeah, excellent.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you brought that up too. So on the IMDb page, some of the tags here are thriller, Yes. Sci-fi. Yes. Action. Definitely. Dystopian sci-fi. I can see that. Cyberpunk. That's interesting. I guess the tone of the film could be cyberpunkish.
Well, cyberpunk is just enhanced people with computers jacked into their bodies and things like that.
Cyber thriller and AI. Yeah, I guess it's all of them. But to your point, the last few minutes of this are absolutely a horror film. And it's funny because when it started, you see the Blumhouse logo. And for some reason, I thought this was like a Neon or an A24 film. Because it would fit more in that pattern. Because most of this film veers, to me at least, more towards thriller action.
Yeah.
It's just that last few minutes where it turns, and it turns very rapidly.
Yeah. Like I said, it becomes very psychological. It becomes very thought-provoking, and that where the characters end up, and just imagining what it would be like, where it's just like, don't do this, please don't do this. Yeah. And you have there's no control anymore. And it's like for everybody, like even Aaron, he's like a child at the end. I mean, he was always sort of childlike in his character, but you think it's, he's just so brilliant. He's just weird.
Yeah. But it's more than that.
It's more than that. Yeah.
Gee, we're going to pair this film with Companion, another film about an AI.
Yes.
Which, in your opinion, there's no right or wrong answer here, but which film did you like more?
Companion.
Yeah.
I want to say the story on Upgrade, I think it's more interesting maybe. I mean, Companion is interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
They're both good.
I would say I like Companion more, but there's something really good about Upgrade.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like you said, in my personal opinion, it's Companion for me. But I could see why somebody might like Upgrade more.
Sure. So, having seen the two films, you have one where there's differences, but there's also similarities. I feel like in Companion, the female character just wants to live.
Yes.
Right?
She says so, I'm pretty sure.
Right. And here, Stem isn't pleading with anybody, but I think his end goal is to also have autonomy. He wanted
to evolve.
He wanted human form. So you come to find out that he's got a bigger part to play in the entirety of the story. And I think Stem puts into action the devastating sequences of events that happen that ultimately impact Gray's existence. Having said that, while on the one hand, like on the Companion side, I think you feel sympathy for her, because I think, like you and I discussed, you could almost equate that relationship to like domestic abuse.
Yeah, definitely.
Here, it's not exactly that. And
because Stem isn't in the victim role.
Exactly. So here, Stem always seems to have the upper hand. He's thought out
a step ahead.
He's like the chess master. He's thought out all his moves. Do you have any, I don't think sympathy is the word, but do you have any kind of, I guess, sympathy, empathy for the Stem character at all?
I don't know if I'd say sympathy. I kind of understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I guess understanding.
Maybe that's a better word, yeah. Do you have any kind of understanding for Stem and why he did what he did?
I mean, I guess. I'm thinking about it in terms of, like, I think you've asked us this question when we first watched, like, Alien or something. Like, oh, did you think the alien was evil? Mm-hmm. And it was sort of like, it was just kind of trying to survive.
Right.
And in Stem's case, it wasn't really, I guess you could say survival, but like I said, it's more evolution. Mm-hmm. So I understand why it was doing all that, because it had a goal and it was going to do anything it could to achieve that.
Right.
So yeah, maybe not sympathy.
Right.
But I do understand what was its motive, I guess.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. And then going back to the Iris character, played by the lovely Sophie Thatcher in Companion, her journey is vastly different than Stem's. I mean, she's also probably an AI put into this body to be, like the title says, a companion for the Josh character. Here, we're talking about upgrades. So it's a person, the Gray's character is a person, but he gets upgraded with the help of Stem to sort of become like this superhuman. And And he does things that in the beginning, when he gives authority to STEM, he does things that he would normally not do. There's that excellent fight sequence, the first one, when he goes into that guy's house to kind of try to get some... Yeah, to get some, I guess, evidence about their involvement in the wife's death. He tells STEM repeatedly to stop, and STEM doesn't. And his reaction to the end of that interaction is very violent, to the point where STEM says, you need to clean up after yourself, and we need to make sure that there's no trace of you here.
Right.
So
I
don't
think he, and during that scene, I don't think he ever told STEM to stop.
No, he does. He says, what are we doing? I don't want this.
I think
not during the fight.
Yes, he does.
I think he did.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if
he maybe doesn't use the word stop.
But he was clear he didn't want to do it.
Yes,
he was like, I didn't want to kill him.
Right. He's like,
well, he says I didn't want to kill him after the fact.
No,
but I'm pretty sure he was
while they're
protesting
fighting, he was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? But he never said stop.
Fair, but I think it's implied that I think he says something like enough. He doesn't say the word stop, maybe, but he does say
he says enough for the second guy in the bar.
No, the first time too. The first time too.
I don't think in the first one. I think he's shocked by what's going on, and he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
He's trying to get STEM to stop.
Not until the second one is when he says he actually says
no, because when he's telling it to stop, basically STEM then just ends it. I think you're wrong.
I don't remember it that way.
You're wrong as usual.
Somehow, when I'm usually wrong, I'm usually right.
No.
Let's move on.
Oh, I was making a point with that story. My long-winded question to you, Jay, and now I don't remember.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh my god is right. Terrible.
You made mentions of Gray being superhuman or STEM making him.
So yes, thank you. So there's intention and deliberateness in STEM's actions, but there isn't that in Iris's. She's just trying to survive.
Yeah.
So
she's
there is
more human than STEM is.
She is more human than STEM is. So having seen those two pictures, do you think there's like different levels of artificial intelligence?
Maybe, yeah. I just said Iris is definitely more human than STEM. STEM is like AI, like to a T. There's nothing else about that.
There's no compassion. There's no understanding. There's just
at all.
Methodical.
There's no feelings at all. Like Dad, you said how his voice. You made a remark about his voice. It's always even. Mm-hmm. He's never panicked or anything. It's always the same flat monotone voice.
But was it because in Companion, Josh kind of manipulates her dashboard so that she's not 100%. Remember, I think it was like 40%?
Yeah, she was at like 40%.
40%. So he sort of manipulated everything about that relationship. In a way, we could say the same thing about STEM too, don't you think? Because STEM, I feel like, has planned this whole thing from the start. And I think to something that you said while we were watching it, he sort of created, or he started infiltrating Gray's brain with thoughts of Asha so that when he needed him to go into this box or whatever you want to call it, he was okay to do that.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that, Jay? The idea of this artificial intelligence just having the wherewithal to plan something this layered and almost diabolical out.
It was one of the things that I enjoyed about the movie. I liked, even if I was a little upset that I didn't get it, I did enjoy the big reveal and I did enjoy everything like clicking into place. And I liked STEM's character, I guess. Mm-hmm. I did like how he was all calculating and whatnot. And at the end, I was like, damn, that's crazy.
It was. What do you think about just all the themes running throughout this film?
I mean, I love them all. And like G, when I first saw it, there's like watching enough of these movies, you start picking up, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. You do feel that bit of satisfaction when you're like, haha, I knew I was right.
What was that called?
But there is
red herring or something?
Sort of, yeah. But then you also feel even like greater satisfaction when the film surprises you still at the end. Mm. So, but you just said you still liked it.
I still liked it, but I didn't experience any sort of greater satisfaction when I was proven wrong.
I like when a film can do that. I like when a
surprise
film
you.
could still surprise me, especially because, let's be honest, a lot of genre films, it's like you're there mainly for the spectacle. The stories, okay, you can make a serviceable story, you can make a good story, you can make a great story, but a lot of the stories, they're going to hit beats. Oh, it's revenge. Oh, it's the double cross. Oh, yada, yada, yada. Most of the time, I could pick up on those things. And at the end of the film, I'll be like, you know what? It was still a good movie. Yeah, I saw this coming. This one, yeah, I saw some of it coming. I didn't see all of it coming.
Yeah.
And then it took that veer, and like I said, the genre shifts, and that
To the point where it leaves you like open mouth.
yeah, exactly. I like at the end when I'm just like, what? Yes, that's satisfying.
Yeah, same.
As far as STEM and how he was, I didn't see Companion, but I would like to. When you said, you mentioned something, oh, he controls her like 40%. What 40% of what?
So in
40% intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah.
Okay.
So in Companion, like the title says, she's basically like his sex slave almost.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
wanted to, you know,
And
to
he
get,
has
you
a
know,
dashboard and-
yeah, all right.
Okay,
That's
sorry.
fine.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, we're putting these two together, so.
But even with that, like from what you're telling me, I get the impression that the two are very different because Iris, right?
Iris.
She has emotions. She's supposed to have emotions. That's an artificial intelligence where they've made emotions. Whereas STEM doesn't have any.
No.
He is just matter of fact. And as far as the whole thing about we want to be alive, it is kind of different because I guess STEM wants to be alive because it's just, that's his
Natural.
plan. Once he's alive, it's not like he's like, I want to be alive because I want to walk through a river with my bare feet and eat ice cream and dance in the meadows. No, he doesn't want any of that. This is just what I need to do. This is, my purpose is to, I guess, eventually control everything. Whereas I guess with Iris there, it's more of self-actualization, be my own person. So yeah, I see the difference there. It's also like, that's another reason why I love Ex Machina,
I
because
was just going to bring Ava up.
in Ex Machina, you don't know where she is on that spectrum there.
Right.
Was she STEM-like?
Or was she Iris?
Or was she Iris? Both things are trying to lead you to something, but there is a lack of emotion that you need to have to do the things that you need to do to survive. And that's how it is for the AIs in these movies. It's interesting. That's like why this is such a fascinating subject, and
Yes.
why what's going on now with AI is so interesting and yet disturbing at the same time, because you're watching stuff happening. I mean, we were playing around with it the other day,
Yes.
and we watched it have a conversation about a book that you wrote.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this doesn't sound like two artificial voices talking to each other.
It's funny that you said that, because I was actually going to ask you, since we've seen Ex Machina several times, because I feel like Ava is the perfect intersection of STEM and Iris, because she definitely uses, I guess, her feminine wiles to help her escape her situation. But at the same time, to your point, there's something cold and calculated about it, because what she does also at the end of that film it's almost like a horror film as well.
Yeah. But at the end of that, like I don't see, now I take over the world. No. I don't.
Right. No, I think she just
it's
wants
not
to
that.
live
It's just
incognito.
she wants to live life. Whereas with STEM, it's what's next. The
Right.
next logical step in the thing is, okay, now I am this. What will I become next?
Right. Interesting. Olive G, question for you. The character of Aaron, his intention with this artificial intelligence was good, but then it corrupts. And it's interesting because it wasn't by design. I think that STEM self-actualized maybe and became what it became. But I believe that Aaron's initial plan for this program was noble. What do you think about the idea of almost playing God? Aaron decides that he wants to do this thing in service of humanity. However, through some way, the program then gets corrupted and decides to do things its own way. What do you think of the idea of that in the story? Was it interesting to you? Did you have
Can
any?
you like say that again, but like say it in a way I can actually understand?
I knew she was gonna say something like that.
Well,
Is that
so
repeating yourself?
okay, so the Aaron character, you remember who
I
that is?
understood that, but like,
Okay.
what's the question?
The question is, he wanted to do something nice for the world. The program, the AI STEM, has other ideas, right?
Yeah.
It decides it wants to do things his own way. So where do you think that disconnect happened? The disconnect of Aaron's plan to do something nice for AI,
Somewhere along the way, like I can't give an exact time period. I didn't create the timeline of this movie, so
okay, but you do see what happened, right?
yeah.
Do you feel bad for Aaron at all?
No,
No,
Okay.
I couldn't care less about that guy.
no. What do you think about the possibility of something like that happening in real life?
I'll probably be dead before then, hopefully. So
All
I
right.
don't know about that.
All right, that's one way of looking at it, I guess. Do you have any thoughts about artificial intelligence as a young person?
hell no. Other than the fact that like a bunch of people used it to like cheat on an ELA test in my school.
Do you see the progression of AI as a good thing or a bad thing, Olive?
I guess it's okay because it might be able to help people or whatever. But like other than that, I don't really care about AI because I don't really use it a lot.
I feel like eventually it's going to be in everything, so you're going to probably have more exposure to it. Are you happy to submit to our AI overlord in the future, or
Okay,
will you
you don't
fight
need to
the
say
power?
it like that.
I'm just saying.
It's not gonna.
All right, we'll see.
Or at least not in my lifetime. I hope I die before then.
All right. Well, I hope.
I think it will happen in your lifetime. It'll
Yeah.
probably happen in the next 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. AI's moving at a quick clip.
Not really.
Yes,
Yes,
really.
Yes,
I
really.
see some videos of AI.
Olivia's getting a lot better
Yeah.
really fast.
Yeah.
I mean, when did the first AI video come out?
Who the hell knows?
Who the hell knows? Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't
But
that
it's,
long ago.
I mean, you were telling me the other day, like the large language models are like leaps and bounds.
Oh, I mean,
Crazy.
you just saw it in action the other day.
Yeah. Yeah. That was nuts. I
Yeah.
still can't get over that. Gee, are you weary of AI or are you welcoming?
I mean, I guess a bit of both. I don't want it to interfere with my career in the future because I want to make money and I don't want to be broke and die. That's my biggest fear. But, I mean, new technology and stuff always comes out. I mean, you guys were just talking about how people were disgusted with cell phones.
Yeah.
And now, yeah.
And now it's become not just a phone, it's like a little computer in your pocket.
they do everything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, technology will always advance and it's just kind of something you have to live with.
Fair. What do you think? Are you weary or
No,
welcoming of AI?
what G put it perfectly. It's something you have to live with. You have to figure out a way to basically
Incorporate it.
work with it. In all things, these things are tools that are supposed to help us.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to figure out how you're going to use the tool to help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue with this is a lot of people could use this tool and it's going to replace a lot of what people do. You're not going to need as many people as you used to do something. And all of this is sort of compounding now to the point where it's going to affect every single facet of life, where it's like, oh, I'm a plumber, I'm safe. No, you won't be safe.
Right.
You will not be safe because the guy with the AI controlled drain snake or whatever is going to basically get all the jobs because he's got it. He has the money. Oh, your toilet's clogged. I'm just going to throw this thing down in your toilet and it's going to fix it for me. It's going to fix all the cracks in your pipe from inside the freaking pipe, and it's going to know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm a farmer. It's never going to replace me. It knows exactly when to plant the crops, exactly when to harvest it, exactly how to kill every single insect that you could possibly have. They have like tractors now that kill weeds and bugs with lasers.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know
It's
that.
nuts. Oh, well, I'm going to deliver stuff. You always need people driving trucks. They're already making
Drone
they're already
drops.
making stuff like that. It's going to affect, and me spent my life the last 20 years coding stuff. Yeah. Draw what you want on this napkin and scan it in, and boom, there you go. Here's your website now. Figure out how to use it, because
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. And the big companies, they're like, we're going to use this to make a lot of money.
Right.
So
that's
it's
what
it's definitely not going anywhere. There's no company that's going to be like, you know what? Screw AI. We're going to keep it old school, and we're going to every
back manufacturing
jobs for everybody. Get ready to work in the coal mine, because that's how it's going to be. Yeah.
No, those days are done.
Yeah. We're going back to Leave It to Beaver days. Mom's staying at home and cooking, pumping out kids, and dad's going to have one. Yeah, no, it's not going to work that way.
Yeah. All right. I, too, am leery of our AI overlords, but what are you going to do? I agree. I'm going to go around the table and get numbers. I love this film. It's on par with like a super long, well done episode of Black Mirror, but it is fantastic from start to finish. It looks great. The script is amazing. The themes in it are timely and absolutely important. If you are a film student, run, do not walk, and watch Upgrade. I think from start to finish, this is a wild, wild ride. And if you want to see what a good story about AI looks like, check this one out. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this a 9. What say you?
Yeah, I can give it a 9 too. I really like this movie. Anytime I catch it, I generally just keep it on the TV and watch it.
What was going on that this wasn't a bigger hit?
Don't know. I think it was just released on a not really a big time of the year, maybe, or I don't know, maybe something else. Maybe there were blockbusters around it. I don't know.
No, June 1st, 2018 is before COVID, and it's a
way
summer
before.
film.
What other films came out around that?
I mean, it did well.
I mean, I know it made.
Was a
I know it made more than
$5 million budget.
Yeah.
And the gross worldwide was 16 mil.
Yeah.
So it tripled its money. So that's great.
I'm guessing there was just other films out.
I guess. Gee, 1 to 10, what would you give this?
9.
Me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
Probably an 8.5.
8.5.
Dang, you couldn't round up just this once, little bit.
Oh, shut up, man.
Okay.
No, this is
Oh,
my number.
all right. I get why it didn't do well.
Why?
So, domestic box office for June 2018. Ready? Incredibles 2.
Oh.
Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Ocean's 8, Solo, A Star Wars Story, Deadpool 2, top 5 films. And number 6, Infinity War.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah. Everybody was, All
Yeah.
right. I think everybody had spent their money by then.
Oh, what an unfortunate.
Plus, it had no advertising.
It
I mean,
really
I
didn't.
don't recall ever
really
seeing a
didn't.
single advertisement for it. You basically took me to the theater.
I'd seen a trailer for this, and I was like, this looks really
Yeah,
good.
I gotta be. When you said let's go see this, I thought it was just some little indie film.
Well, that's what I thought it was, too. And, I mean, it is, I guess. Although it's a
Compared to
Blumhouse-
those,
Compared to those,
yeah. I mean, a $5 million budget. That was probably like catering for Infinity War.
Probably. There was something called Tag. Is that the one with John Hamm? Yes.
Yeah, where they're
That
playing
was number
tag.
7. Hereditary was number 8.
Oh, Hereditary came out then too. Wow.
By this point, it had made 38 mil, which is more than Upgrade. That's too bad, because Upgrade comes in number 13 on this list.
Dang. Unlucky number.
That's too bad.
Well, it was a good time for movies.
It was a good time for movies. Before we wrap it up, I want to take a second to dedicate this episode of the podcast to Adam B. from Budapest. Happy birthday. This one goes out to him on his special day. Okay, what was that? 8?
9, 9, 9.
8.5.
Oh, 8.5 and 3 9s. Absolutely. Do yourself a favor. We found this on Netflix, but it's also to buy, rent on Prime. Check it out. 2018's Upgrade. You will not be disappointed. And with that, we will bid you all a
Good night.
Good night.
good night.